course also MPP Amayokomu Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Bogan and Impatamu rally by Chase Brika must be on some.
Yababo a ransom for from Namania Boba Toyapuno so, H. a shame beer, a decate Nadia, and number bino and penny for and Sasum.
Yawo Ghana phobia a wild broche, almost as a former Ken Global, almost delegates, sir, Omushe, so Batrabano, Ama Kennedy, a Japan. Any bit my break 18.
And yes, oh yeah, dear, Dr. Tabra, switch a zebra, yen dem, my idea, what as ya dear, as you show, Homesro, ya dear Bia, Dr. Tam, that's war, Midima for a battle in Canada, Cro, it was a diama, what would the uncle who not as the alcohol, no 2 years and Famao. Dr. Tam, that's no, Nancy, idea be a button, and we young no phone, penny as one yard, cricker, no, down, Miss Row, for each moho, Midima for her back lake, or was is here, a guaca. Agogo heya sanso ena pokuase mayra enkran unsa ebeka no emomani 0244774282 0500727215 enupa ya yede ehwe kwampe befa so na yemufo na yado ama na gina naso pampi se witwa no bedu ka kire agrochemicals ene bedu ne bedu ka kire HS woda so teso nukure nyankopon anim ni right champion na wo pe protector bi so unu be pampam no ma Lambert 2.5 and no crana easy no na easy so what me say you would dim one wasema mo say sia na no ano no what the president no asi so no okro no afi warrior super no so ete so fe bedu ka kire agrochemicals na kwaje wo de na ba bia ngu emfama ho se kuma se de ye wo African Banglo ha ya imrum onsa ebeka ya dwura so no police barrier honwa ni adu bia se mofa office wona sunya ne nsoso no maso road honwa number 2 asante achimagogo udu police station achi wono mo aye ho asinfo su edwan honwa yaji enso nsa be kan na sampa 0249633210 0249433073 na woni beduka chiri eni nkomo
Boshaba electricals enkania papa fie wano ena akwa manone akofa enkania edimu ya eye papa ebo ne dafom edi abepie mu ewo my Ghana mu chandelier ene corner light ahodo na eba ne cables Energy Commission of Ghana waje Boshaba electricals ne de na tum ya ye de ebo adwuma ewo my mu dikadika eno ena bo ma ba bia ehyen na abodi ahase ye ka let there be light and there was light no na eye Boshaba electricals no gina hono mu se kinken na yewo emergency box bi so ewo hono mu a se enyinam kane adwumakuo ECG eje wo mon kane a Boshaba electricals se wodada esase wo mo de no ebe hyene ba bia na solar lamp any accessories akade nyina no Boshaba electricals edi dosopuo abepie mu ewo omayi mu wo pedodo atu aton abre adum kumase heya prisons runabout edana Oyerepa wo mu no eho na Boshaba electricals nkrabata kese no ewo na afi ukopie mu ewo PZ antiata akofo dan na mu na kejeti anso so pa Thomas nhwani mu so munu dwan yakobie ewo ho no abetimi enya enkania papa ene ho mpemprade ato wanya epedodo atu aton fre 03220308338 ana 0541125339
yani modi asia eyeme Oduefour Nana Sabere Pinamai Nana Penkra Hene Chiame Miniminu Aba
Maame Frimpomaa Crunchy MFK for shots NFA
Krobea Oduefour Radio Facebook oba na do adwan to ase ebere pam yaken kadia ma obisa say na ni chiremu no ete
Awo sama yensa kan ede free yo so ye wo Western North ene say abema wonye mfinhye du ba ko ogina P3 ye fra no Ezekiel ba wakwa akoto ejanan mu efrenu abesinde aposifo ne firefo gina so aye pepehwe no na se nat ena ewa homa ne so obekire mu se majwe hey enti wo mu dasu gusu a epe no edi star ben na wo mu nam so ye se ejanan kire mu pa ne ehwe
kama be ma hwefo ne tefo nyina adwansa na asem ni nyina ne se eyare hosem a asi ewo se hwe so eye ahinkurema Western North ekuru no anase mantam no ugo duma se hwe so ekuru bi so se kesi kuru kestown o ko sectek secondary school ba ko a ewo ho ayeto se kesi kuru ho ena sa are hosemu akwakusi abranti a when ya mfinhyia no edu ekodu baako emu ana din ede Ezekiel ba abofra kuma a onim hwe na okọ se okọ akote anka ewo biaye bia eben won suku ni mu na pamu bi ka hye won se baby a wonam no eho enye entebe ya won se wasi na abofra ni mu se papa e pam won na odi meka tente edwane akọ baby on ni ne panin ejuna no eno na me 9 out 2 ye no onye baby pa anfansi a yane ye twa se eye obi tie se eye hwan dia eno sa medie mini ayenim ipakwa otu sa yane no na abofra ehu a me 9 ekokoto mu a sa medie abofra aye nananom dia
na je se toilet no ya janan dada hwitem dada ni bia ye mana
mini a eye janan dada a omotu na insuo na abe janan ni mu a sebe omuntumi enkoso na eye flashing toilet obi etu ewo di fi wa connect nti ba bi a ode link ne ko ye no aye bi no eho kakra aliki anase efuragum na abofe ye hu a ne nan akwa akotum a sha medie onka nananom anase atiasefo ehu bi
wo motima yi no
mini a sa medie ye yi no
na mboa me kakra se wo ho adwene bi a ye wo se o mutu nsuo go tata no mutu nsuo na go de ayedan
media na ihu se ye chinsuo no na eye amana na abofra no edam no na ensuo wo menti fire fo no baaye no omo yo ma agency omo be che ensuo ni bi afiri ho an tan de ho abofra no kra si sana sitie
aha ye da se papa wone na busu ne maame no nyina na te ho a
minia sa pepepe na isikie
ebase ya nipa na enam no so a ne toilet wakoto mamu owuo no aposi for ta ache no na wa bo mu hwehwe mu ya ti obi
minia same ya police for ema yehu adekoport ya na emu omode na akwa mo hwehwe ye hwehwe mu ebi a na ye bibi ena isi ye enti na wata okay ena omo edi nkitahodi na mene na mo coordinator ba ho edi nkomo ena papa na ugana na opam abofra no sanka ebe ya onko baby a amana no ewo no so mene ni di nkomo
yate nese for now de ye nchiri wo bia
ndasho sanete
ye da se ye nua senat amanebo ye free sahwi yoso ena moachele we ya rehosem abusua nyame fa na kra ensi
yetoa kasiabo no enso yede ani kire mu ewo apueye mantamu na manebo beto yapono so e kire se emrahye bedwane e wogina ema de hye wo New Dwabe North Mansini mu ewo apueye mantamu ye NDC chini amanyokuo no eba mapa onimonyamfo Isaac Adongo akwakwa pie mu ewo ka kwan no so nam so ama track bia eso keteche na de railway lines ibie ni registration number GE 4761-10 wakwakwache no e akwa piem ewo akwadum police barrier ya ze say wo mo chese na efri enkran na ebese akokofodua anase ekonkran efikofodua ebese akonkran yenkwa homa no so na yene yenuabe ma teacher kwadwo enkonkodi enkomo na yenhwe track ya wo ma che no ba Facebook Oyerepa radio anase YouTube Oyerepa FM no so a tin se tienie track yi wa teacher madwe Teacher Majo
Meji uso
Apombo ko de
nyame adom na muso
Boko boye chire mu e track ye free fa na ekọ he na dentina emrahye bedwani e na de nensa akwakoto so
Yo mama ti a Oyerepa etiefo nyina ene anwumre eba ye epuye mantemu ye ga epuye mantemu dia untimi nja ayekofurudua ena ne suhum ne mpatemu entimi entuo ena nwumre ya exactly be 4:30 ye wan ye nya ne tie se eye tracker ni number eye GE 4761-10 GE 4761-10 etimi afa eye train dade ya bebreka no ma e de efikofurudua eko enkran na nansa ena ye NDC Eastern Regional Communication Bureau eye nsentwerefo hyiemu se ensentofo nyina embra na se ko pomo so mo ka nyina ni se ube poye mantemu a in fact tire nkwan ewo honum nyina no akoye se MPP amanyokuo no twitwa dade no tunton ma ni nyina etinu before be ka se enukra bia enim na enne ebo non na be na NDC parliamentary candidate owo new job north dodo na ye nyina fe na Samuel Adongo enna ma no bedu akwadum no ewo ne mpeso aso na odu ho no se no da kai wo on ma ya packet train da dey ahudo pi egum na o approach driver ni say driver na nyoma e de mudi frihi na mudi ko he aso no be ni kan nyina ni say omugita nkrata nyoma no wodi fe jumapo no ewo tafo area ewo koforudua honum na ohine no wo ho no awe ma parliament candidate efre ohine owo business ona nanei asema mahuni ananyama makohuni nukraba no na say o na mrantini di nkrata de bre no nkrata no regional minister assign anafoso railway minister enso assign so mo be sesa dade no na omo fambra no se no asemondo on ti asene ti asetina ona omo ta ka say new job hini da sebre hini enso ni mu bi ma ofre da sebre so bi da sebre say yo mrantini di nkrata ba na ni nyina say omo se uba railway adwumaku no mu a omo de amanfo ka ho no ma wonye sika ntu omo ka enti dade no omo fitasa no wakoton dade no eda ko tua mebu no ana adwumayefo no ka railway development omo ko tua omo ka no se no ana omo fa ka no omo nyom koye Koforodua Galaway police station na omo ko jinchirem wo omo ka kire parliament candidate ni se so de ka no kwa ko ho no ma enkonkosi bebia ento nja omo na nwede omo ko parliament candidate oto opposition den no beye wa koma onya boafo bi a waja ka no momo de ka no abetwom e de ko Accra me no ka sei
yati abedansi papa fo ani di akire de abekọ akosi bia no na wayi asutire
mesumi dazi
teacher Kwadwo yama ne bofo wapuoye mantamu na wode sankrato wei de amayen akire de abefiri mu ababia no yabeje ho enchiremu
ɛna no de na amane bo bia firi bɔkɔ ne mpatamu bɛka yɛn sasa sojafo aso nkɔfo bi mu ha bo mfimfram ɛne kwabrane yɛ ka tribo no ma si agban na enye de di kan nie enye de toso mienu nie etasi ɛwɔ sampatam wɔ pa ɛne ne sɛ yɛse enipa bi ɛna putupuru ɔkɔto hyɛ sojafo so ana bambɔfo asrafo na wɔtete wɔ saa kwan no so ebinom so kyerɛ sɛ enye no korɛ ntimo mo Oyerepa radio Facebook na mo hɛ otimi sɛ yabɔkɔbre ni achi ma pa ma sɛ demrew sɛ susu sɛ nantwie kɔte saa tam no kran so tweta ɛna ne yɛ kɔ school ne yɛ de hwɛ ne yɛ sɛ tweta o ɛne yɛ de babuwa emu buda yabɔ na ma na chi nyina paapai ntibura akɔso bɔkɔ de abusua sɛ wani enso ka kyerɛ kran titiri garo timpane bugire ne mpatamu ho asɛm ɛna yɛ kan anim sɛm dada ɛne asum sɛm dada yɛdi mu nkɔmɔ bia na ɛno ɛna mrahye badwani wɔ bɔkɔ central mama yarga yɛ kyerɛ sɛ wɔmanfo keka asɛ ayɛ mpreto so asojafo ne di kan bu we nom ɛna nkɔfo so di kan kɔto hye wɔ nom so ɛnya no kreda wɔ kyerɛ sɛ hwɛ ɛnya timamufo bia na so wɔmanfo nom ba bia ne kɔto hye bambɔfo no so na emu mefiri fire yentie no
justify young people, firing a weapon at a police station. I can never justify that. But the impression being created that young people in Boku fire at soldiers, fire at immigration officers, fire at police officers is not true. Mr. Speaker, the police lady that died, it was a stray bullet. She was on a motorbike and somebody fired and then it hit her. It was stray bullet. Mr. Speaker, the immigration officers, they were not in uniform. They were in their own private car driving in town on a day when there was exchange of gunfire. They were not in uniform. And they were in a private vehicle. They were not in a designated military vehicle. These soldiers in Garu were not in uniform. Mr. Speaker, no young person in Boku, in his right senses, will get up and see any member of the security agencies in his uniform and point at the gun at him and fire. Nobody does that. Nobody, Mr. Speaker. Nobody ever does that. Mr. Speaker, we want our security agencies to be able to protect us. We want them to have have the authority so that we fear them. But Mr. Speaker, we established the security agencies for a purpose, for the enforcement of law and order. So they themselves must respect law and order. They must be guided by the law. Mr. Speaker, there are protocols for doing everything. How can one person fire at a police station in Garu? Then the Ghana Armed Forces will go to Buguri, which is about 15 kilometers away from Garu, go to Timpani, a completely different district from Garu, and then come to Garu town and then round up every single person that they come across and beat and maim and injure and then take some back to their camp and continue the molestation.
Obani mama araga ena moten wenka no mrahye badwani boko central ene nsemeno no kire se immigration se asojafo se aposifo ya no motihye mu omokro no omo nhye wo ankasa ntade no mu ni uniform mu obeleze bronizi o mai mufti no mede na amram ho anti ka bia ne twam ena na wo no mu nti bullet ni shoes ano tuo no kasa ete wa ene se FM a ekofa sa hwe we nyina akiri edi abai na ne nyina mu no pusiga nsoso no mrahye badwani ayamba labi ena okasa yi ayamba labi se mo oka nyina ne se de ekoso no se enye ba akonya mienu etasi enti yempenu agubre.
To the extent that we lose trust, because what is happening in those 6 districts is making us lose trust in the military, and that is very bad. Mr. Speaker, I'll end by saying that it needs serious investigation. Questions need to be answered. Last but not the least, the 9 people, as I have them in the picture here, who are currently being held in Accra, we want to urge that they should be released because nothing has been found on them. Nothing has been seen with them. So I thank you very much. I'm very grateful. And I'll say the youth and people of Garu and Timpani, all those who were hurt, I wish them a speedy recovery. They should stay calm, peaceful, and let's hope for the best. I thank you for the opportunity.
Pusiga mrahye badwani maame ayamba ladi ne nsem odi tu edwana wacha se de akoso ho no krenya kopani ne akoso ache nti panimfo no moa no mpe bibia enu agubre
ye to akase bone so na yedaso aginamu ewo boko ene ne mpatamu na no kwasia da October bosomida etoso aduonu nkru ya ene ba beto odwa se womanfo bi ya wonom ewo Garu akwakotie si national security for so ewo mpatamu wonom nam so ama atututo ne aburo bi akoso a ene ese de asrafo asia tie sitimamufo so abiri womadi womabiri di abrada no enyasem keto abrante ba ku Facebook ne so Oyerepa radio behwe se de na chiesia bia moja pram na wobutu honom no na ani enyan papa na sansemi ba beto dwai na emrahye bedwani owo Garu mansini ni mu wonumanyafo Albert Akuka wode adesrede eto aban nanim se animanimu ya wo monhwe ema atentene ne enya adwuma na ebro na ekoso a asrafo tisi manfo no so edi wo mo abiridi abrada no won fanko emrahye bedwa fie na empanimfo nhase enya hu enhwehwemu.
That this action is a follow-up on an incident that happened on the 24th of October. And this, according to the National Security Report, says that the youth of Garu attacked a national security vehicle in Garu. Mr. Speaker, this is wholly untrue because the youth did not attack the vehicle. The youth saw the vehicle and then escorted it to the police station. The youth, there was a crowd gathered at the scene, and then in the process, we were told some gunshots occurred. Mr. Speaker, let me put it on record that the incident is not linked, and I want to urge the to national security to come again with their reason. Mr. Speaker, I urge residents of Garu and Tempani to remain calm and peaceful in these excruciatingly painful moments while the respective institutions residents honorable. You are finishing, but hold on. Yes, leader.
Ani a wote ni nkan aye mrahebadwani owo garu mansini mu onumunyamfo Albert Akuka na ne nsem yachi na edom kase ba no dani abedi achire onumunyamfo Alexander Afenyoma kensoso ekasa edi atia saa ebro na ekoso ewo empatemu wono no na emom wasagina so edi afutuo amagana fo nyina se ensema hodo a yeka ya enkoyi a ebetimi abom no yentwe ye ho emfamfiri saa ensemone ne ho.
Our colleague who made a statement ought to be commended for bringing matter to this floor. Of course, I had some disagreement with him in respect of what contained in his submission. Be that as it may, Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with human rights matters. The right, I do say, I just want to say that, Mr. Speaker, the call made by colleagues for us to engage the state security apparatus is a call in the right. I therefore would want to add my voice to that call for us to buy the Minister of National Security to brief us, to have a defense and interior committee of power. So, Mr. Speaker, an invitation to the Minister of National Security with all the security couples to give us a full briefing, which briefing will become a subject matter of further discussion is well found. Two, the issue of the rights of those who have been arrested. I believe that at this point it's a matter of law. I disagree, most respectfully, with Honorable Oyerepa in the aspect of his submission to the effect that Honorable Agal, in the aspect of his submission to the effect that Honorable Cletus was at the NI and was indeed denying access. I want the record to be correct. He, upon conferring, because I wanted to add my voice to it, he, as a senior member, said no. He was rather there after 5. He was told that he had closed. As a lawyer, you know that there's a difference between going into an office at a certain time as a lawyer that you've gone there after 5 and being told that we closed for the time being, and going there and being denied. So I just want that aspect of your submission to be corrected to reflect that indeed Honorable Avoka was there after 5 and was told he had closed. However, he did say that you were there in time today.
Ani a wuti yei aye edom kase ne ba no dani abedi achire onumunyamfo Alexander Afenyo Markins
yebefiri ho na afi yakọ enkran na National Cathedral wo sie no empanifo a ehwe so no eye secretariat no womo aye secretary hye mu ene na nsem do maka bi papa yie executive director Emma womo aye Dr. Paul Opokumenza ene wo chechemu de atudwa sen womo cha ase a omudi dwuma ne besine no sikadie bia nkoso ba bia bibie ni wa aye kunulu ni frakadam bia e wodo mu yemu dabi sika bia ni obi atwa ya no nkwanta na obi edi sika no dia wasa ne sire mu de obi atwa bia ni sika bia abom nsam bia no omabo ku konta pepepepepepepepe enti wo hwe wo mo a wo so omudi adwuma nanim a wo nyina ya asofo a emudie wo mu buo na omuso nyame. One of the
current complaints is that the state was not to put in any money in the National Cathedral project. This is not true, as the National Cathedral project was conceived as a partnership between the state and the Ghanaian Christian community, and Ghanaians in general. As part of operationalizing this partnership, the expected role of the state was communicated to Parliament in November 2018. As part of the budget statement read in Parliament on November 15, 2018, the Minister for Finance indicated that the state's role in the National Cathedral project will be, and I quote, providing the land, the secretariat, and seed money for the preparatory phase. Subsequent budgets have been used to update Parliament on the development of the project. I have detailed all the budget statements since 2018, and what we said about the National Cathedral. It includes the page numbers and the paragraphs. In the further elaboration, the Attorney General's opinion of January 6, 2020 to confirm the National Cathedral as a state-owned rather than a personal project, and so legitimate to receive state funds. In effect, the payments of National Cathedral by the Ministry of Finance are within the framework of the state's role in the project submitted to Parliament in November 2018 and updated every budget year. There have been other things about conflict of interest, payment of someone. Recently, we were accused of that the cathedral was accused of illegally transferring.
Na enwachi no Dr. Paul Opokumensa esa to asubim. Sa manfo keka sai woma jeje Ghana fo sika no makotutu amana bi no mo de sika na gogumo o so da bi ye de nyesa bibia sa so nsi.
The cathedral includes the following: 7 levels, 2 basement levels and 5 upper levels, making it the highest civic building in Accra, with a height of about 50 meters, and as a standalone structure with the bell tower. When it's included, it goes to about 60 meters, with an internal area of 86,000 square meters, an external civic realm including gardens, driving and walkways, encompassing 36,000 square meters. Works executed to site at the moment. Works executed on site. The National Cathedral site establishment is completed. We brought you here to see that this is a site office. So all those things are part of the establishment of the National Cathedral project. It's part of the uses to which the money that we received. So everything you see here, the cranes, the cars, are part of the establishment of the National Cathedral project. So the idea that somehow we just took funds and dug a hole is simply mischievous, and it reflects some of the issues we have to face on a daily basis as a country, the kind of politicized conversations that our country has turned into. Indeed, I want to put it on record that a report of this activity, supported by detailed pictures, has been submitted to Parliament.
Ani amuti ye Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah, we Executive Director, National Cathedral Secretariat.
National Cathedral mpanifo ene na wonom ayesa ensentrofo enhyemui na Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah a woye titinani a woda National Cathedral Secretariat na no waka asisudua ede stamp team so se panyan kiremu se wo munyansa kontraji bia emfa wonsa enhyenkrata bia se architect bi emeye adwuma emfa ma wo mu enti nsema manfo ekeka se be se companies be edumienu ekọ edunum wo mo na wo ne mpanifo akọ entiasia pamo a wosi National Cathedral edan no panisi no Krobea enim wone ye twetwe nkomo ebra a wonom ekohia wo enkra pumpuni mantamu a wo kyerɛkyerɛ ensemu ede afa National Cathedral for nsensem ho ede akyerɛ yen.
We received a total of 339 million, and the amount paid directly to the National Cathedral 225, and an amount paid directly to the consultants, associates 113 million. So the two payments that we received from the architect design team and us come to the same amount. So first, there's no missing figure or amount that has not been able to account for. In the case of the accounting from the Secretariat, this involved, among others, 1, total payments made to the contractor, Dribadi, which was the CD equivalent of 22.5 million advance payment with letter of intent, and then 12.5 million an advance payment made with the letter of award. And then secondly, total payments made to the Bible Museum and Biblical Garden design team, which amounts to 4.2 million. In the case of the consultants, let me stress that this included a list of all the companies in the consultants team. And there's always this idea that somehow we brought in an architect and paid him huge sums of money. No, we don't actually have a contract for an architect. We have a contract for a consultant and a design team made up of about 12 to 15 companies, majority of Ghanaian companies. For the largest company in this project, actually, the design team, Sasafubuachi and Partners. I mean, so we've really, this idea that somehow one architect is receiving, no project gives that kind of money to an architect. And we don't have a contract for an architect. We have a contract for a design team with Ajay Associates being the lead consultants.
Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah santo so echire mu se sa architect ya wo moka ho asem no wenye ntue sika bes o hancheche mu aduasa bia ma wo bia se wo meye National Cathedral adwuma ema wonum ti ensem a ena mountain so no eyebosire mu kan no Krobea enim.
While a project of this nature would always have opposition, we are nonetheless concerned about the representations. For instance, the continuous presentation of the contract to the consultant is worrying, as none of the amounts bandied around comes anywhere near the contract amount. Rather than 34%, it's often said that we pay 34% of the sum, contract sum to the architects. The contract figure is actually 12.5%. And when the Ministry of Works and Housing allows for 16.5%. And the 12.5% will not change irrespective of what happens to the total cost.
Wuti ye titinani a wada abedwoku a wo hwe National Cathedral asoda muntuma mampani na adodan kwakufu ado hye ho bɔ no nisie no eso Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah.
National Cathedral mu nsɛm no de abusuafo ye tuta basane sire bia binum kyerɛ sɛ mampani na da kwakufu ado wuntumi spell ya mentwro wo hye wo hye ye no ena konko we Nyankopɔn so de sɛbi o ye nsina twetwe emu nkɔmɔ no de ne fa baabi sa board of trustees ya mampani ya tie ye na kwa ba so mo hwedwumade no aso no ampa asofo akunkum pa na yakunkum ani ena ode wo mtoto ano ebi so afirim asofo ne bi afirim kyerɛ sɛ obrabra wani ase a enkomo no ayɛ kɔso no binom kyerɛ sɛ da bi si anhwɛ ne yi a yɛmfiri mu a bi anim bɛgu ase ne yade a nti asɔfo no koraa deɛ yɛnka ka yɛni koraa no bɛɛkɔ no sa bi afiri mu a ɛnya afei ɛna yɛbɛbobodin na ne nyinaa mu no yɛwɔ amayɛkuo bi nso so ɔmo deɛ ɔmo nhyɛ da nimrɛ sɛ bɛdwafie ya ɔmo ni nsia na mu bia nso so ɛwɔ hɔ sɛ deɛ bɛsi aka no ne bi sɛ PNC LPG GUM gum APC ɛna NDP saa amayɛkuo yi ɔmo na api abɔnten na ne nyinaa mu no PNC ɛne yɛtwɛtwɛfoɔ pani ɛne Madam Janet Labla ɛna wɔkyerɛ sɛ hwɛ no kuro Nyankopɔn ne bu nsɛm atiko asɔfoɔ no ɔmafirim no ɔfrɛ ɔkoto asrɛ wodi Nyankopɔn ɛna musi na nan mu wɔ mayi mu mampani si wɔ si National Cathedral na bia wɔde matoto ano na bibi ni kura no a ɛnka sɛ mu firim adwobere nti mu nsamra na mmabu adwumadie no
na omo jai board of trustees omo resign here no me it's a disappointment to me say a problem background na we see we your software we see kita asafo a it's say we ntuna na we hwe say de obetima ya bibia because we na we resign it means that you have failed and you are running away nti media make us omo nsambra because ye be hu ye no say mo say mo ye Christopher pa mo pe Onyankopon asema mo mbra because a cathedral no according to the information I hear there is no need for you to resign as a board of trustee member. There is no need unless maybe you are just doing it for political decision. Intermediate looking at them a political exigency. Maybe Omuka say maybe there will be a change of government. You resigning when so bad. I don't understand the reason why Omo resigning here. Omo resigning here na Omo sambra because the Omo jai politics no na hwe de be ya ye be mark cathedral sem no be kosu ama.
Right, that's it.
On na chocho edema PNC amayuko Maame Janet Labla ne sema eno no na chocho for Ghana Union Movement gum sa eno na ye so for yidie no chabo shom die na ha na omo so chocho for Penny Anthony Kojo Ahefo na kasai wo kire se on die oda se Maame ya wo na nua no no se omo so amayuko no maka komo abom ne ne omo so ekohyiamdie no ase bie no ampa omo hwa ni mu senka dwumadie no Nyankopon ya adomo a ebepagade asi ho na bibia atuatwa.
Now I think we've been briefed omama enough in chirechiremu akumana ba form kakra, so we are looking forward say ebehu say adwuma na ekoso because it's your master day oma say dan ye wa ha nyina enti say bibia ankoso a ya boka gu enti no yembo ama ne nkoso na mbom enkoso in cost effective manner enye say bia sika no so ye be hwere no keke so good. Oman shada my specific time, but I say see an adwuma ko di auditors in some. Enti no me hu say bia ya spend 2 cedis auditors ye hwehwem. So omo wie ye na ye san ko spend 3 cedis kan wa eno be say adwuma no. Enti yesusu say bia be mo time kakra na auditors no de omo responsible answer omo atwa so. Ye message ni say bibia omo aka no omo nya no saa because you say what can you different and na wo yen so you different enti say omo kan no de na ye beto ye no na ye hunu bibiara na eno na akoye buachi bidin enti bibiara omo aka kire ye no omo hwe se omo beye ama Ghana fo anya yen de ye political parties but ye maame ne Ghana enti ye nyina ye gina ha ne Ghana fo enti bibia omo aka no omo nye mane nko yi ma Ghana enye only politics.
Ye friend Penny Anthony Ahefo ono nso na twetwere for Penny Ghana Union Movement gum nensem no
adwadifo a ewa aboso kan omo yese omo te atua kakra bi na ometena ase omo nkwa adwuma obi a webusa ade a omo kan bo nkyere no omo so omo nton bibia amfa ma aboso kan spare pass asem na making na omo so omo hye ase so omo be ya pe na omo peke hello jubilee nie hey mo sit down nanti na ya fremo munya bibia na monko mo de ye behwe mo ha ye behwe ne ya ama mo na no mo ha nyina ne se wo mo koto niema frabroche no mo de firi nkran ebe kumase ya kwantempo so no kwan ya GR ne fa ya customs for so fa so tete wo mo no wo mo bonyu so enti wo mo ka ma GR fo ahunu se de ye ko so no mo mpe nti wo mo nyisa customs for no mejeja kwan mu chake wo mo rough off basa bubu wo fa so gitwo mu sika basa no wo mo nyomu firi ono ho yawde ne abufo nene komo yesi down strike na aban so munya o magyan no owura Benjamin Tachi ado ene kasa ma wo mo
GR for no customs for no omo fe ndi ni gwa medin for etiro the see that strike there you come benedie you see you suspended because before no omo say omo be yama ye ni e twa no ampa customs omo ye dida obi ehu bi mo fa kwaso bi hu akaji ami o say GR there no na ya no e sika tije ntino enye say ene 2 days ya no aka so retro mo say process wo ho edit na ya me ya ho say ya me ya ho 1 week no 1 week be so no some of you fit your market ni ti ya ka say there ene ye ti bi anya say that strike ni bi but any penny no e di komo e say you say labor law no say bisi na mo aditi ya ano kasa no e say mo strike am demonstration this man here ma ko wi amwa ma be demonstration ti no ye from she na ko do say na ba and then the suspend you see that strike demonstration so say you do 80% you have the resource and you say we get the resource so you nyabi akabi next week there I think say you nyari na masu guy there aba nti mo ba ya na masi
ani ora Benjamin tachi ado ya ono ena busafo ne aboso kan adwumayefo no omtonto spare pass omo nsa ntwefo nhyiam a moye ye ka kire ye de ntia se da strike o manye no okasama wo mo
bugusu a wutie kasieboi ewo Oyerepa 100.7 Oyerepa radio ewo Facebook Oyerepa FM so ewo YouTube ne so wobetimi awura hona ode wadwenkyere fa kasebo no ato ase beje bre na ya kenkan ede amamo ya to so ewo ensanfoforo mu amrahye bedwa ne ewo gina ema de hyewo achemoda Alexander Akwa ene de kokobo ema Ghana fo nyina se wotetefo anase fo ne ekura wo no esai na ode kwa akoma obi a okrakra phone repairers no a ya no hwe ne ye esanse ne nipa bofo adoso ewo wiase a obi efu aseye nani abre ne ho opese oyema ne yie no na sim card ya ehyefu ni mu wo ma yi e de ahyefu foforo mu a register WhatsApp a wogina sa WhatsApp no so edi bu nkofo ewo contact list ni mu nti wosre wa wo de o phone ekwa akoma repair bia no tena sei na bia wani hwei fa hwe de wo ye no wi a na wade otete phone no ekọ
bin bi na me pese me kire anase me twe o manfo adwene esi ade bia akoso eye wo mom use mobile phones titru obi a woni WhatsApp na obi a woni WhatsApp na bia wode ne chip anase ne phone akọ repair shop bi ni ade ne ekoso ne se wonu mu a wo mo repair phones ni ade no eba se no a de mo ye ne se wo mo yi wo chip no na o ma register WhatsApp no wo phone bi so na afi de sa WhatsApp no ye niema ya boni ebetimi edwakọ ensohwema ebetimi edwakọ hawo mu enti wonu a eye phone wo ti baabi na wo nim se ye de wo chip ad register WhatsApp bi a obi edidi boni enti se dipa ni didi boni na se ye trace a obehwa no na akọ pia wo no a wo register wo phone do so na ebi ekoswara na titru ni yanum a yama yofo enkrofo a register sa same CB ena wode akọ efene say WhatsApp ahodo so wode akọ WhatsApp ahodo so ena wode ye niema edidi atemde kansam esaso obi anim no woni ntino otimi eye de opro otimi ka de opẹ me kai say ebiesi ewo me constituency achemda obi I register bisa nipa no editu dwa say me Makoma divisional police commander owo achemda no bribe of 10,000 say onfanchi obi anase onfanse case bi asem no ekọ bebre ene internet asem koso na so wen yi hu anu a na eda ho da achi to be your reports kaka cyber security network say group cyber security group unit work Ghana Police Service ebi wo achemda division no o ma ye say adwuma ya be bosumi nsia na o ma ye trace ye hudo number kro no a ofura enko na wo ya enya hwe no o mo hu nipa o register sa number no nipa no kra wo se ni phone no asai ama check no kra o hu be bieda enso no be dia register WhatsApp o de yes anyamra sami enne penifo aye sa adwuma ya mana kodu pempeso bi a ya so nipa bi mu ama enne ebi e kan kore na begidi se we ya de e bo IGP abaso ene Ghana Police Service ene police divisional commander wa chemda se o mafa sa ekwan yi so na o metimi etu sa na mo ya eye ebe yesua de ama yen ma yusu mobile phone ko nipa ya ye di kan chi no yi woni mpo se ne chip no akodi baadi o se o ko yen repair ne se phone ayira ohun chip no abra nipa ne dia register edi sebe nyamnasam o platforms ahodo so
eni awuti yei eyemrahye bedwani owo achimoda wenmonyamfo Alexander Akwa
tinsim ya tiasim wa mayesemu nsuso kakra na ni nyina mu enimsa pipi ama ekonya nkropo ya aduma memenda wonu mu koi franka tufo nya sam keto akra o na sadia ento abogina mu dendede Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia titriu sansuso ena Ibra Kennedy akopre ko Japan ni woni awaka emu dia yere pampi se witua no na ni nyina mu doctor mabamia se wode ne nto abo no ne kra akopie mu ewo atifie poe manta mu krupon boga na wokonso ne yere ma mesa mera na ekro asa wo mu die nyasam ketu akra mo de momra Oyerepa radio na mo me hade Facebook social media handles no so ba bia no mbetimi ahwese de ni masi ekro na no wo kire se ampa enei wo brebre na ni ase a enipa nan no asese yi wono mu nyina ekro no bibia di adanse ase obi ani ho a wakwa akansie bi ada efa no abato titru se bia franka tufo kese bia ti se yi wono no wakọ bi pen ne na adodan kwakufu ado na wono so na aka bia hebro ni so wo experience no enti wo mama ka nyina abaya mudde kikira.
We are going for an election which is 2024 presidential election. Amongst the four of us, it is only I who have the experience of presidential elections in Ghana. I have been as running mate in 2008, 2012, 2016 and 2020. I have campaigned in presidential elections in the last 16 years. I've been to every constituency and I know the ground. So as they say, follow who know road. I know the road, and not only do I have the experience, I have the winning experience. Nana Akufo-Addo and I have won 2 elections. So, if you want a flag bearer to break the 8, you need one of the aspirants who knows how to win.
Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, as I told you, say, and yeah, Onunkwa Ninipa NDC Fusru.
Amongst the 4 of us who are contesting, it is me that the NDC fears more than anybody else. The rest of the contestants, the NDC doesn't mind them at all. They don't insult them. They don't lie about them. They don't do propaganda about them. But when they wake up in the morning, Bawumia. In the afternoon, Bawumia. At night, Bawumia. When they dream, Bawumia is who they dream about. In addition to this winning experience is the issue of who our opponent will be in 2024. Who is the NDC bringing? Your Mahama. Your Mahama. Your Mahama. When they brought him in 2016, didn't we beat him? Then they brought him back in 2020, didn't we beat him? So if they are bringing him in 2024, who do you think can beat your Mahama in 2024? It's me.
Wana modeneba John Mahama. Wana modeneba John Mahama. Wababi adwudwam yo Dr. Mahmoud Bamia na motel wenka no o chese nyankropo ya duma ya bato omu wi a de akire eye nkabo masumdwe na afi de ebebua MPP amayeko ne kwakra mu ni. Odiam yentire
I know that this for November 4th election is an internal election. It's an internal election. So that is why when we finish, we all have to come back and bond together and go and fight for the power. Because of that, when I campaign, I don't insult anybody. Because if I insult somebody today and tomorrow I ask them to come and accompany me to campaign, will they come? No. So I've said to my supporters, don't insult anybody. We want unity in the party.
Enti Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia ono ena motin wenkan ni krakra mu no odi akopie mu ewo boga tanga atifi epoye mantamu nti sadia rally no odi akopie mu no no mo heni padom ane samwa ya sam getu akra nti wana mde ne ba John Mahama obewi yem wana mde ne ba John Mahama aha ano ana politicians o mo seriana Escafore
Sidia yehuro serie ni bia atwetwe no na wo se won kwa na aye president
what tasty
amamo we no
was one de one experience in terms of
election
your mama ka be kire one na nado ano ye be no yiye sa no yiye na no mo nyina so yi ade ama ono sesi
anyway
your mama ka kire wo no say one na nado say wo mu bia ni ho a wakam anywhere near eti ano yi a ode ma your mama den no sa no yiye no Kenya Japan ne akotone ade ni mo so de man sisi ya
anyway say
onu ngwa no musuro no omo kana asem
so say ndi
no na vice president yan go ka ade ni mo asem ade ni mo ye kana asem so aye den so yan ka ade ni mo asem so aye den
zan no circumstance no onzo no abuka na Japan so chiro so no so no ba
me kamba omo nyina ho na ye president
me say some me 20 am say
ana me president me tell say
ono so ba nyakopa adom no otimi we ni this race na ono no baby tima hama
wo say omo nipa nan no wono ma baomia no nko ana NDC for bone di ono musuro no
ene ono abuka na Japan so akabi ono kura de ono abose ono di kan kan dada eni ma di kan
ono do say ono ba obebiti Jomama
say no
very good when you different for the all can know or say ni pa nine no
so ono ne say one Jomama na kwa kansie pen enti ono ne ba obetimi awi ni election no
so ono Jomama be tina say wo ni pa nine no ye o ka ho nine no ono kwa na ndisi fo suro no ye bu ni
yes ono ne pa je say free 2016 no wono na one Jomama ya kwa kwa ode na hwe ho okwa na ode na hwe ho nti wona omusuro na omo de ne ba obetimi ayi Jomama ahwe ho sa na ono ne
ka na me tell say de ntia ye bo ne di ni say yanko ba koto din yanko ba de ni modin
yes wona wa bam wona
wa so wona ye vice president ti se ni ma nya ya wona wa ma ne nye enya de ni mo ote mampo ti endis fo nkobo ade ni modin ya wona ye bebo din ndi ye bo din enye se so no musuro wo de wa toto papa so de ye bo din nti ya
ade to papa so na eso mo
ayi na okore nam no e odwane kwase obemu chi echi no so ba na ye bo medin o si din bone na uja na ho no nti din na uja na ye bo nye se ye bo se obi suro na so ni nyina mu no your friends of Ken global wo de bogus abrochire for ya omo no omba ha
Monday no
mo anyway so ye foforo team say in batches wo mo so mo ye bogus any bogus na wo ma baga na ha catch delegates ni say said ye mo MPs ni mo ministers no etu yo edi baakofo achi no ono MP no kura no ye to aba wo embrase beje fie wa huna bato wo mo koto ma opposition ema gbagbe ene ne we speaker wo mo MP for no ko je bribe ene wo mo toto ma ayi na akoye nsem bebre na mo fo ma asem no nya asem mo fa nto nchen wo mo do mo didi amme yo ene ya sa hye wo mo bo se mo se pia se mesi no ba mo post no mo ambese di mo ade enti won wodi post mfinhia nwotwe wa ma wo delegate hwe wo sa se wa ba na sa fa pi ono no de so no fa ma wo bi no sa nto so nya pompom fe na wo de wa kwa tantantan ukuro mo basa na wo de suni so da bia wo mo ma nyina be kwa abrochira ba na do ma ete kokwa ase wo mo yare wo ma kwa abrochira ba na wo mo de to sa to ma wo mo na bogus ne chese ma mo fi wo mo kra na Kennedy nkoa and obia se Kennedy when e be break 80 no
de ya ka cha delegates for na say yes le wo mo ye nyina ye ni ba wo mi o ye nyina ye funu ba ko but the minor kan na o se mpanyefo no any delegates no mo twene ho na mo hu say the minor kan no na nya de ye ya ye gina ha se aye pe na ti mo tie ye na mo tie afom because you better have an Mawumia, a form no and penny for my journey home. More than what I see a circle position for years and now 8 years, and now for good, because I saw Ghana for no, I want to have an of my year. It's a penny for me and fair and no, Nayan Sunian Trop and my papa. Kennedy, or not to be a bit of that. Oh, my dear president, it's your papa says, I want to man of the Ghana for Subatraman. The delegates wanted to say every day, yes, I want to my papa. Now you have a phone for young to man, Cornelia Poyano, or be any agent. No, any human will be a branch and Mabawa. And no, you shall have a dear time. The general, a pass, yeah, Papa Beckner, and you might be playing, you might be playing, and you t-shirt, you be playing, the demand a month for. It's Yabaya, Papa can get Japan, and yes,
Maame sawa na oye ekuyi wo mu titenani na akwaso ajewa so ya ambassador wo mienu na kasa ya o say no Ken no vote ti delegates muntie de form for ne kan na mo koto aba no ba e form for na beto yi president o wo da muni sika achi na mu no obi achi se obi na nkyere wo se de yesi di nkyere no wanu makuma se ye ne a
ye to akase bone so na emrahye badwane owo ningo prampram wonimonyafo Sam George wano na ebon tenani ekire mampani na adodan kwakufu ado wone na aban se ni manimu ya wo mama mepiem na afienya dowenya bridge ensamso no a atete apansama propromu a adane owu afidie wa mama ye amfama wonu mu a aban ne hwe ene wanye na adwen se wode case toato aso abaye convoy bia e de aba befa empatam wonom yera Sam George e de sansami tudwa ebra pani ba kwa watwe ti ewo ningo prampram honom eba be prem na hyebedwa konwa ewo NDC amanyoko ni dimu owura John akwete manche pani no edi tudwa se Sam George wakasa kwa okotenam na hyebedwa fie honom a wontimi lobe emprimpuntuo bia emfa mre ne manfo enti wo manfo entwane mo na wono manche no wo mto aba no emfa ma na Sam George ekire se lobbying skills ben na make kasa tintin wura minimu mekotenam na hyebedwa fie a matwe nia ma twa na so sense mama nyoku enti akonwa so enti no meka na o mabom ifi taduku no ma hye ne so pese aka ho wo bia ne wonma wo fi mie enti na de metimi aya ebeboa amasa ensamso breje no a aye owu afidie no mpanifo mo wani akọ ho ene semene manfo woni ngo prampram wono beka bom na yesi pampim kan kọ ka ma ene aban bia na se aban mu pani bia wo be wadwe se wo ba betwam no ne ato barrier wontimi ntwam eba sa de a mpanifo be hu se wo mani atai kokọ wo mani abre into oba be yes ansam so no e de ama wo mu.
If he say, and I agree with him, and I've served notice on a bridge in Ningo Prampram, that if the president doesn't work on it and I see him crossing my constituency again, I'll stop his convoy. I will stop the convoy with my president was campaigning. Was he not being stopped on the campaign trail and was he not stopping and campaigning to the people? Have you not seen several times they'll tell you that, oh, the president was moving and a crowd came out and they came to say, we love you, Mr. President, or they stopped him and he stopped and addressed them. Oh, he was looking for votes, so he stopped. Now we've given him the vote. Now you say we can't tell him when the president is not above the, because he needs to see what is going on in Ningo. Why I am taking such drastic measures. And it is not as though, look, I have spent the last 6 months literally begging and kissing every fix. They are waiting for my constituents to die before they fix that bridge. And I think you need to put it, because you see, at times when you speak, people don't appreciate why you are speaking that way. They think that, oh, Sam George just wants to do politics. But look, it is an eyesore. We have such a bridge for the last 6 months. And I've been saying to them, and they won't fix it until somebody falls in that bridge or a car somersaults and dies and has an accident and people die. Then you will see the government come there to come and commiserate and shed crocodile tears. For how long must I beg the people we pay a salary with our taxes? The people of Ningo Prampram pay taxes. We are begging. Look, we're not even talking about the road now. We're just talking about the bridge.
Ningo prampram na shebedwani onimonyamfo Sam George ena wotie ninkan
Ibano isa kan so na kasete pane mensinim ewo atifia poye manchemu ene emabunu no from youth of Bugiri na ekase se de omenesi abre pa nyansam ketua wo chese ewiase de yesi aboso ba na meja pa ye edi kan gbani dada e de akyeremo efa ekwane a bambofo ene won ye wo hono no akyera yam so ne birim ni papa da sani menachiri apapa ntije ba bia no ne egusu a ye de mamu a ne no ena Emmanuel Isaka mum wodi atudwa se ampa dia kro no ankoyi na emum no obeka waka ne pray enye prefa so wodi acho papa ne mpatasika bi mra emfa ma won ye yatete won ye no nukuro nyagopo anim ni na obi kro no ba bi oda no onya bibi kakra emfa enhwe na sitrem emprepre kyeresa dodo no ano won ma ne wohia pomdi pa ya ebeboa na sitra busu no mu a ne woso okokora test fufuro bi no okokoye ne hwehwe na pomdi se de no susu e ba bi eda na kyiranko no ono so ankwankwa firim kyeresa dia kodi pa da sani mu no ano ehepa.
These unprofessional military men claim that some of the national security operatives who were in Garu on an official assignment bear face falsehood peddled by the Ministry of National Security. Permit us to set the record straight on some falsehood and half-truth peddled by the Ministry of National Security in their 29th October press release. 1. The Ministry of National Security claimed that IRED used attacked the vehicle when the officers were seated in the Land Cruiser vehicle with registration number GS 7520-22, which was removed and kept aside the vehicle. This is not accurate. The record should reflect that the officers were not in the vehicle, but rather inside the police station at the time the unknown assailants fired gunshots into the vehicle. The claim by the Minister of National Security that the officers sought refuge at the Garu police station is wholly inaccurate, and yet another attempt to claim disaffection for the people of Garu and Tepani. It was rather the vigilant youth who requested that the claim officers go with them from their hideout to the police station to authenticate their identity. If the Minister of National Security claimed that their barbaric act and unprofessional conduct was to retrieve the weapons used in attacking the vehicle, at least the DCEs were present at the time of the torture. We asked, where are the seized weapons? There are no single reported incident of the retrieval of weapons from any of the homes invaded. We asked the Minister of National Security and the military invade and visit such heinous crimes on the people of Walewale when a VIP bus that loaded passengers from Kumasi was burned to ashes at the Walewale police station. No! Why the people of Garu and Tepad?
Emmanuel Isaka. Ena motino enkano mo Oyerepa radio di ampa timse kwabra ni ya bu na manenim nyina se de esi akugum eni se de esi afuafu ano asem na ye kansa no enya de ketua o nya de ketua ya bu ni papa ewo sa yi Garu ne de keke ka wona ne patem ya bu papa yo
Eyanko kwawu Praso Presbyterian Health Center enwo kwawu Praso na Dr. Daniel Juvo Tete ene medical doctor we in charge asem ato yanim ne say ade ba ko a ehia omo pass si ye ewo asopiti ho generator wo se edum kane a na ye den amomo na se so mo ni tua nkane kafre kacho hesa wo mo se nye dum so enso che dum so mpo ubusa se da bi nye dum so dum maintenance so se dum siesie enti hase enso ya je di ne yete ho sa na generator ba ko po mo no so o mama so e de ko ba bi so mo ko nsiesie e ko ye mai enti o how pa de we ye kese pa
as it stands now one of the major challenges when ka say super major challenges backup power plant generator dey break it down almost repair no in fact after repair severally recently almost battery ni ya almost any demotive indi say you don't know backup power plant and as generator ke dey with more power facility and the budget and the next challenge is the way we have to say no apart from the nkoko India we have now ambulance we will have to call the ambulance center district media either from a TB and answer Coco run it down. Abahan some of other patients now. But see, we are getting ambulance leading the area. And that goes south comes apart from a TB and one private facility to be away to be a hospital back. And the next big facility was the Miami this clinic. If the ambulance you are having other facilities now around crowded for you on it. I am not facilitating quick referral to the bigger facilities now.
Dr. Daniel Juvo Tete, medical doctor, ya owo kwawu Praso Presbyterian Health Center, ena mwatiano na Promasido Ghana Limited, si yansemo, Yonvita infant cereal, kwada diano ewo ho, ya man kwada ndi biniwate, zinc ewom, iron wom, calcium wom, wure mfidini da, Yonvita infant cereal, FD ajiatum, na drobia yiniti me say ebaye amafo ebubu fa so saa omo chere omo hala Aya Herbal Industries na no anwumre ye no ka ho asem ye wo Aya Mango ote mango no dia kese bema yenko na buama bema kwasi bedu gina na so pa enye de wo ya na asiri trase na kwasi bedu no asiri trase ya afekere gongon ni bia oba na da hokore no na tetententan otwema wahala bema yemre oboa enye Aya Mango ubego sisi a yawa Aya Fem no feminine no oba eboa pa ma utimi tu nkosua kama afi ntebesa award de eboa ye ema utimi wo kama Aya Fem no ene yewo Aya Men Flow no so de ya ne se eboa mema prostate enya kese Aya kese mpo a onunu bia ebeno ano no Aya Men Flow ene yewo Aya Men Vital eno na mema mo sperm no juice no emutimi pia tengawo ebi de emu ye light do I say suo eno entimi nyai we de oya ema na yinu kama na ahode aba nkwada num nti se konkoti ba ne kwa obi ahoden ai no wawuram kai no ba na nyem kurr aya men vital no ene wo aya slim de opeso slim eno ano no ti no ya mabobo so yi aya mango aya fem aya men flow aya men vital aya slim ni nyina no aya herbal industries ene dia ba fd agia tumti ne ye ho ade yi fre 05087587001 ofre ya no na ya je wo so ongalicious mawanina ho promo amafo di bebrewo ay 1 million sika no fufuro yo ene ye de ehumuni ma ne ye de chesa entimese kono kope onga tobibi de di bibi asante ya me asante region otona udia fako ba bia me bekan PGH office ewo Kumase haja fate wa Tonsu market sister Lizzie Asafo market ma Mercy Bantima market Richard Dukes walk in KJT market Efiaje wa Alaba market Braya wa Swami market haja wa Tafo market Yehowa Dom Eja market Route Asiedu Ejeso market ma Stella Racecourse Bantima Ekwia Boatema wa Buakwa market Efiansia wa Nkaria market Maami Jane Konongo Efiba shop ewo Dunkwa Francisca Esuman Dunkwa Rita Nanahema shop Obuase Dabs supermarket ona ono Obuase tutuka Raya Amajia Asante Mampo Efia Bema Agona ena Antemage aputuja bebia we amabobo yi udia fako ho na kwaje obibi
Wokwa jino na Faith Homeopathic Clinic enu papa fie Faith Homeopathic Clinic se nei ayasabia wonyankropon sa wone so ya wo saw yade atu yade na se no eye Faith Homeopathic Clinic wanom edi nimdie ensa yade no na obompa ye no asan edi nro aka ho na mema no a mutimi mpoma tuo enyina mo na so brane se mema enwurawura mo yire mo ma de chia no pa wo ba ne fro mi wura no se na wate nkase we de yesan de bom ye ko Faith Homeopathic Clinic ne mu waduro na gina wo na so brane se bema mu ene wo wura wo yire no ade chia no pa na wo pra wo beti ayeyi wurei ayeyi wurei ye wa ye na ya ma enu ye Faith Homeopathic Clinic wano na ebo asa kwan no so enti bema wosisi nye me pa cho uramu ewo ho na Dr. Faith ne na pamfo wo sho yade e ma ne nso so bema ne de banana so di face no wobu na so wabu de ahia ti se ahimfie ho no mo no enioma nkoyie na sententan wo ho a bema ne ba no odi asem a aso watetententan wontimi ni asempa emu atentene ne Faith Homeopathic Clinic se bra oba wasimu nsam ni nyina obetu wo haw na se ediamao na awo na ada no koda na ensofo ni nkumafo da bia yensa sha ohwinim Faith se bra awo ni gu ho no befa wo de entafo na wo pe ni nyina ode mawo afidia kentina wan egu ho no mo a yede ba ko bi be sha oti na yu yade ni nyina ba begu afidie ne so yade no ye hwewia ne ya twu moja ede akwa akotwa wo ankasa wunuro ediamao wani ene o kanea enti ani yade so tete wo a Faith se mfantena se mani no enum kojo to bra no fa duro nka no ebeboa amwani no eso ate kama yade ne dɔɔso de wasa no maamo so enkyerɛ sɛ wɔn saa yade enti wuramu ai ɛwɔ Kumase ahenema kɔkɔben 18 mu hɔ no mo a wofiri Kumase ɛna ɛkɔ a wonsa benkum so wofiri Obuase ɛna ɛba wonsa nifa so wura hɔ na Faith Homeopathic Clinic enu papa no wɔfa bi enkan ni no ne yɛ papa nanso ɛboa no ɛda fam ɛne ne nkasa 0246 728 675 and 0556 272 671 wo ye adwuma adwoada e de kwapem memene da wura mu a Faith Homeopathic Clinic wo be hwaw na watimi ade ho e de afi yade mu ye gi ayarehwe no ne yesan abompaye virtuous women who can find Oyerepa TV ni radio ya wo makuo bi e wo ha ya ye friend se virtuous women eno ya borofo chini ya Oyerepa na nyankopon ya adoma wo china virtuous women empire kese no ehyaase e wo Oyerepa 100.7 anopa no miensa edukopem anwumre nonum empai mu etimi pa cho fo akomadi akire na nyankopon ya adoma omo be wie memene da 4th November na memenda no ye bebodwa data e wo Oyerepa ha na ye ginam ede abompa ye ntise ye kuoba anasa fei e na ado ho eba be don virtuous women no empanifo tonsa de afro sikatua bi anim registration sika bi nim ena wo metua di usubie ti fa ho bɔ moate na bɛbɔ mpaye ma wabusua ena fe ɔman no
ɛno no nti vital rich milk powder no so ho ene yi da bia ye ka kyerɛ sɛ aduade a wodi no ya no ahwɛ ne yie pa ma ho hia o ye kɔ yam no ene ɛyɛ adepa nti wapom den ebesi pi na asita mesrɛ anopapa no a na sɛ nwumra wokɔda no sɛ biribi ɛna ɛkɔ yɛ mu a sɛ nsuonsuo deɛ no bi nko adeɛ a fa vital rich milk powder no bi ɛfa enunum a enunununununununu de electroland the show room so na ɛfrɛ wo no abusuafoɔ mesrɛ wo ɛba no home appliances pa te sɛ tv papa bi wo pɛ fridge pa fridge goyi air conditioner abobɔ ha ya nwunwunwunin wo pɛ gas stove papa bi so no any household electrical appliances nko adeɛ a electroland papa bi ene Samsung anase TCL Nasco ano kra de bansa no TV no ne appliances ni nyina bi ho no fofofo ya tete so alefo electroland no ye cha kwan e wo ka se kwante po so gini janche wono a top high so e be enuanom la be fem wono a santasen so island oil na emia hodo bia so aka no kwa onsa e be kan discount no etuam yesiburo nya na e ba no tiatete so de ama www.electroland.ghnhs1 no ko anim sa 0543 554949 0553454949 Electroland, home of luxury and affordable electronics. Na moni adom na Yewra Frank Ajemandua ena de abeda Oyerepa se ne bag bi etuntum ne bag etuntum ya ne document eche se kan sa no a krata wode fa pragia bi na enchichimo wode ma ye ne se ehini bubusu ya twam ya October 23 na wafa pragia na awia be se no mienu na wafa ye wotafo ti pragia wa utwi pragia na wadabroma se wahu bibisa wo mu a ye ka kire se wadabroma betumi de aba Oyerepa FM ha ti san so se the documents no ne number se wo so number ba ko pa idimu titiman 0244 98 1891 0244 98 1891 ofra obeje oso ti sa so ade fabra Oyerepa FM ha na yebede wasepa number ba ko so kura ni betumi agye no so no wafre posifo no beje oso 0557 99 7008 0559 99 7008 ofra yebeje oso na sida bia ho no yade amount
abusua kasiebo no asi na yemfa eyen kaiboi entitled banko aduana enkrawi etiayi paso ena afe abusua pani nana ajimbroni oba pani nana atonsu eka ho opani kwame wiafe ewo enkran pumpuni mantamu opani kwabena biewu ewo kumase opani kwaku buahene ewo banko enuanom bi eye owura Hayford Jima Nigeria eno wo owura kwabena sante dodo na friend Alhaji kumase ha eno tie owura kwaku intiamoa Trade Gas Company ewo kumase owura kwame dwumfo ewo Canada abrechimemu emama bi a woti ni suo Daniel Jima Michael Jima Emmanuel Jima Rahel Bema Asante enafe Daniel Boahin nana kwame Jesia Samuel ene abusuadoma wodin amakrata so nyina enede yawo SSS wonde hye wade nyina ekoba Jesi dodo na afre no aban wodaya wansore onyamfinhye na dosiansia ansa na rehusemi eto no nabusua enhyehyeye mu no nyankopon eye adom a memene da November bosumi da etoso na wonom edwonde hye eto mpam ewo banko ye ben afidwase na wobekwa akɔpɛ no Krobea ewo banko asieye na ayie no atoa so ewo banko Presby Junior High School Park honom a na kwasiada abusua behia ewo banko Presby Junior High School Park ho na ayie no de aka kyire bia no wonom de atai 20 wotonsa de afradofo ne agyamfo se momrai na ye mekata wonde hye achi abusia focus ye bonasi owura Emmanuel Oduefour wono ene semufo pani a oboabo ansem na no ede soma yen Jimmy Cliff eboye chidom oba pa prisi eka ho ena fe kasebo dem fo nyina bodi ni kire me na memmo Jenna ka ho wa mu nyina eboye chidom ene ebekenkan kasebo edemamo enuanu mienu adwane agame na ye ne age pene ekenkan kasebo yi ediame mejeso eye Maame Frimpomaa Kranche FK for short yadamu nyina se amamumo anitie mpani betena se enkwada ye koda empani